Moz fans, welcome to another edition of Whiteboard Friday. I'm Brittany Muller, Moz's SEO and content architect, and I'm so excited to talk to you today about refurbishing your top content. Any of you watching likely have top content either on your site or a client site that does really, really well. Whether that's getting the most traffic or converting the most users, it does really well. The problem is that we let it just sit there, and we're not getting the amplification that we could out of that content. So I'm going to talk to you today about how to sort of funnel in more qualified leads. So how do we do that? Step one is to identify your site's top traffic pages. Analytics is so great for this, and to further evaluate which of those pages are converting at the highest, have the most engagement, and are bringing in most of your traffic. And it's super important to keep in mind that there's other forms of content. It's not always necessarily just a page on your website. It could be a video somewhere, it could be a really great podcast, it could even be a printout. And I've run into this a few times where the information isn't currently digital, but they use it in a clinic or in an office setting that could do really great things for the website. So keep that in mind. For the sake of our example, I'm going with a long form content of how to choose the right college. Maybe this brings in lots of applicants for a particular school or university, and so what could they better be doing with this piece of content? So that brings us to step two, to simplify and repurpose. We all want to consume information differently. There's different use cases, you name it. So to take a long form piece of content and to put it together in a PowerPoint, really simplify it and break it up into slides. From there, you can use those slides or take new raw footage to make a really, really powerful video on how to choose the right college. If you have these two steps done, you're kind of set up for success for images. You could either take images from your PowerPoint or your video and have really great informational text below it. Lastly, audio. How easy would it be to take this long form piece and to make it into an audio option or a podcast even, allowing your visitors maybe another option when they get to this page. So it's fun to experiment with that as well. You can interweave some of these other forms of content back into the original piece, and now you're learning a lot more about your audience and a lot more about how they want to consume your content. Step three is to publish on popular platforms. I can already feel people getting really squeamish about this, but you shouldn't. And let me say, there's two big reasons why you should be taking advantage of this. One, these are all really, really powerful sites, right? They rank really well. And two, they have a huge audience. And their audiences are actively seeking information that you're providing on your site. So if you're not going to be providing expertise and information on these sites, someone will, right? So you want to take advantage of that, and you want to take the opportunity. So you could take your PowerPoint and upload it to SlideShare. SlideShare ranks so well. You could take your video and upload it to YouTube with the caveat of putting it on Vimeo or Wistia first. You want to make sure that you are self-hosting for up to 3 months, and then you can transfer your video to YouTube. That way you're getting the authority of that video, and youtube.com isn't ranking first for it. Instagram is great for those images, but again, I would always put the text below it and keep your images really clean and not have too much text on them, and then to obviously hashtag appropriately. And then Pinterest, Quora, people are actively asking questions that you have all the answers to. So to be the expertise in the field and to take advantage of people asking, how do I choose the right college? Reddit and LinkedIn are other options to further amplify. So step four is to measure the referral metrics, measure the impact of republishing on these sites. And there's a couple ways to do this. These are some of my favorite engagement metrics. So you have number of viewed pages, you have time on site, bounce rate's always good to look at, and obviously conversions. So this really starts to paint a picture of where are you seeing the qualified leads? Where's your qualified traffic coming from? And then the next time you go to a new content strategy, maybe you leave out these 3 because you didn't get much traffic from them. But maybe you saw a bunch of qualified leads from SlideShare. So that brings you to pivot, like the Friends episode. It is really stupid. But it allows you to pivot, right? So now we have a strategy moving forward. We know what platforms work best for your website or your business, and you're kind of setting yourself up for success down the road. I would love, love, love to hear if you have experimented with these strategies, what has worked for you, what hasn't. Also, feel free to ask me any questions down below. Thank you so much for joining us for this edition of Whiteboard Friday, and I will see you all again soon. Thank you.